Okay, it is June 26th. It is 12:11 in the morning. In other words, it just turned to the 26th. Today, and when I say today, I mean the 25th, not 11 minutes into the day here. My dad had, quote, an accident. And there are only a few possibilities for this. This is for David and Dana. The reason why I get into this is yesterday I was driving with my father. And these agents did something I call scenario pushing. I've called it this for many years here, and with many different groups of agents. So this started with Horvat and her officers. They push in a scenario of a car about to hit me from behind, and this is while I'm driving. I was parked at a red light, if I remember correctly. In fact, well, I'll have to think about it, but I think maybe the, quote, accident that my dad had here today in the car was at the exact place where they did the scenario pushing. I used to write all this stuff down daily. And if I could, right after they've, quote, given the innuendos, what have you. There was no way to know that they were going to do this, and it's too much for it to be a coincidence. I mean, it could be a coincidence, technically. Anyhow, what they did is they pushed in a scenario of me being at the red light and then a car coming up quick behind me and me noticing it. And what would my reaction be? And my reaction would be to, of course, try and take off before the car could rear-end me. And this was unusual that they did this. And I do remember this, of course I do. But the strange thing is, today my dad went out on his own in the evening, which he never does without me, usually not without me. He never goes to this restaurant, Squid's, anymore. At least that's what my mom says. But he almost never goes out to a restaurant at night on his own. He hasn't done that the entire time I've been back. So I've been looking at possibilities. Did they tell him to do this? Was the whole thing a technology setup? Did they get him to go along with his car being rear-ended? In other words, they just had it parked in a parking lot, and then one of their people just rear-ended it, and, the whole thing's a fake setup. Somehow, I doubt it. I wouldn't expect my dad to go along with this car being rear-ended unless he can get a lot of insurance money from doing it, and, it's got the FBI's stamp of approval on it. So when I look at it that way, yes, it is technically a possibility. And I noticed he was gone very long today, which, he didn't come home right away from work. And many times that means he is being prepped by agents in regards to a stalking event. That said, he did go shopping after work. I know that much, because when he came home, he had stuff from the store. But that said, he was gone a very long time. So what was going on here? Now, he came home from work, and he got home late, and then later he went out in the evening, and when he came back, he said he had been in an accident. He had the, quote, paperwork from the police, and it was unusual. He got rear-ended at a light. And if I remember correctly, it's where these agents did this scenario pushing. They push in a scenario. It's like forced daydreaming. It's theirs with technology. They force in a daydream, and it's like you're in the daydream, and then you react to the, quote, daydream. And they many times do this for profiling to see what you will do. And for me, it was unusual that they did this, never mind that it was also very distracting. And I was in the car. This is not a good place to be doing this kind of shit. But strangely enough, the whole thing was about a car approaching and going to rear-end me. Hit me from behind, hit my car while I'm in it from behind. And I was in the car yesterday with my father, as a matter of fact. The whole situation is about that. A car coming up on me real quick, and it's going to hit me, and then what would I do? And then, strangely enough, my dad goes out to eat, which he has not done the entire time I've been back. And then he comes back with a car that's been rear-ended. Now, did he go along with this? And, they, parked it in the parking lot, and then they rear-ended it with one of their junk cars, And they got my dad to go along with this because he'll get insurance money, you know. And then, of course, the police are in on it. You know, the whole thing's a bunch of bullshit. A stalking event. Can be. Technically possible, and most certainly not out of the realm of possibilities. The more incredible it is, the more likely people are to believe it. In this case, that would be me. So I do have an eye open on that. That said, they're also making a reference to an uncle of mine who they killed. You know, they were bringing up certain things. I didn't realize they were making innuendos for a murder, and then my uncle died in a truck wreck. And then I was looking at all the, you know, I began scanning, okay, because they always give innuendos before they do something like that. And I found certain things that they had been bringing up repeatedly, which fit my uncle dying in a truck wreck, in an automobile accident. And then what they did is quite literally wiped out my memory in regards to certain points, and mostly all I've been able to remember is the gist of it. But one of the things that they were bringing up was keep on trucking was one of the things they brought up. Oh, they kept bringing up a train wreck. And there what they've done is they're using that. They'll say, oh, well, we're just using that as a general innuendo, and it just happens to fit this event, which we didn't do. Of course, we didn't do it. And in reality, what they've done is they're giving an innuendo, but they're just not giving it 100%. They're making a reference to a wreck, yet they're using the word train instead of truck. And then what they claim is, oh, well, look, he's reading into things. This is one of their techniques for discrediting me, and I've dealt with this for years on end. Actually, if you know all the other innuendos that they were giving me, then you realize that the chances of that being a coincidence are fucking zero. Now, they've also been making innuendos about killing my girlfriend, my ex back in Germany. They've been threatening to kill with cancer. That's another one that's been lied about for years on end. They go killing people with cancer. And they say, oh, well, that's actually a reference to him being absorbed by technology. And cancer consumes your body, and that's what we're doing is we're consuming him with technology and getting to the bottom of things. That's something that goes back to Horvat and her officers and is bullshit. What Horvat was doing was killing people with cancer in front of my face. It's an innuendo that's being lied about. Anyhow, these agents threatened me on the 21st of June while I was sleeping, Friday, just this past Friday, and they threatened to kill me with cancer. Now, they're not saying they're not making an innuendo of consuming me with technology. What they are doing is threatening to kill me down the road here with cancer. And as a point, I've eaten organic food for years on end. For the last 30 years, the majority of my eating has been vegetarian, very, very much of it. I always make a point of avoiding food chemicals and eating organic. That's how my family is back in Germany. I quit smoking, I quit drinking, and even the drinking and smoking has not been total and complete. The last years, it's been more heavy because they've been affecting me with technology, and that's for a cover story of getting away with killing me with cancer in the first place. You know, they've threatened to destroy my kidneys, threatened to destroy my liver, threatened to give me cancer, and all because they're doing stuff with technology in the first place. Affecting me into drinking, affecting me into smoking. That is not going on now, and but that's rather beside the point. If they want to, they will, they can try and get away with it. If I don't speak out about it, then they do get away with this kind of shit. You know, I still use an e-cigarette, which I was almost not using at all. And then in the last 2 weeks, they've been affecting me into smoking more with this. And it's an e-cigarette, so that'll be their cover story. Or, oh, he drank too much, and, he's got this or he's got that. Back when I was with Horvat and her officers, this year and last year, they had people shitting right at my campsite when I would be gone. And, their Horvat and her officers were threatening to use that as a cover story for giving me hepatitis, which, would kill my liver. So all this shit I've got to take seriously. You know, and if I understand these agents correctly, what they're doing, what they've done is made an innuendo that they will kill me down the road here with cancer. And the other thing is, at least for you, David, you understand mind over matter. You understand how electromagnetic energy works, power of thought. I've been this way since I was a young teenager. I've always believed in mind over matter. I mean, the stories I could tell you, the things which the FBI and the CIA know about me as a point. You know about this. You had debilitating, what was it, arthritis, David? And you've overcome that. And you understand, if you believe in the healing, or if you believe it's strong enough, you can heal those things. And these agents, you know, every group of agents I've dealt with, the one thing they know about is my power of belief is absolute in regards to mind over matter, and you are the master of your own body. I mean, there's stories I've got in my own life of situations and problems and situations with health which I've gotten rid of with the power of my own mind. I am, you know, somebody who could be doing videos on this shit, you know. I could give courses on mind over matter. I've done stuff which is, quote, impossible, yet I've done it. And every group of agents I've dealt with knows this. So, that'll be the next thing these dumbasses try and claim. Oh, well, he believes we'll kill him with cancer, so he'll get it. Watch. That's a pile of shit. There's an absolute separation. These agents killing me with technology has nothing to do with my belief systems at all. Punkt and period. But I have to take these death threats seriously. And it's in regards to my ex-girlfriend, her parents. There have been innuendos and threats made against our daughter even, and our cats. And me, of course. And these agents are dumbasses. David, in regards to my sister, she doesn't understand this stuff. She doesn't understand that these agents kill with this technology. They have authorization to do it. I don't know. Maybe she's looked at some Dr. Hall videos, and, you know, she's done her research on the internet. If she has, then I imagine she is much more savvy and up to date in regards to this, and is aware that this is a possibility, because the internet is full of stories like mine. These agents have authorization to murder with this technology, and that's not paranoia on my end. I did not even believe that they have authorization to do murder with this technology for years on end. I thought it was hysterical kook shit perpetrated by targets who had been tricked by agents with technology. In other words, I did not think that these agents had authorization to kill with this technology for many, many years. Now, does that have to do with Horvat and her officers and murder which Horvat and her officers committed? No. There were a few situations I was incorrect about, and that had to do with technology in the first place. There's only one which anybody can accuse me of, quote, having made just a split-minute decision, and it sure as hell wasn't these agents who Horvat murdered in 2011. It actually involved the murder of our neighbor, and I thought that German agents and agencies did not go in on it, and of course they had, and that was March 2nd, 2012. It is the only one I can be accused of, quote, being sloppy, and that's because of technology being misused on me, and I had to make a, quote, split-second decision, and I erred on the side of safety. It is the only goddamn situation. All other situations in which I've, quote, made mistakes here involve my being affected for making those mistakes in the first place. And there were no mistakes made in regards to these agents being murdered. I actually have proof of it, which is rather the point. I've got the CIA up my ass in regards to Horvat and her officers. Or I should say I did have them up my ass. And no doubt I will down the road here unless I wake up the FBI. If I go free of the stalking after 1 year, the FBI will take off a passive wiretap on me, which they'll have on me. Horvat and her officers communicated to me, well, they'll have A passive wiretap is kept on you for a period of 1 year after you go free of stalking. And there's a reason why I know Horvat was telling the truth. So after a year's time, then I've got to worry about the CIA again, or I wake up a group of FBI agents. This agent is so stupid, this agent has committed murder without even bothering to find out that I'm telling the truth in regards to the CIA here. This agent is a moron. They all are. They've been saying to me, well, the FBI is going to go along with us because we're all FBI. And I was like, well, you're a goddamn moron. You didn't even cover your ass. You did not cover your bases. I knew Horvat and her officers well enough to know that Horvat never in a million years would have just gone on the lying mouth of other agents. She wouldn't have trusted the agents either. She would have covered her ass. The same thing, which is rather the point. This is what this agent from Berlenbach did. They covered their ass, and they didn't go on what this idiot said to them in the first place. As a result, I looked at tapes, and I found a copy of journal entries on cassette that proved Horvat's guilty. And then that agent, LJ from Berlenbach, that's the name he, quote, went by, stole that cassette. But the point is, I was here with these agents. I went to Germany, to Berlenbach, which is when I began dealing with this agent who went by the name of LJ. And he didn't go on this agent. He didn't begin to. He covered his ass, and as a result, I found a tape that proved Horvat's guilty. Now I've got the CIA up my ass. And this agent is saying to me, well, the FBI is going to go on what I say, and the next agents are going to go on what I say. And I said to this agent, well, that's a pile of shit. You people have not performed like most of the agents I've dealt with. You didn't cover your ass. And you're just going on a stereotype and your feelings. And because you are stupid, you're projecting that everybody else I deal with is going to be as dumb and as sloppy as you. And I said to this agent here and her pissants, actually, if they're intelligent, they're going to perform intelligently instead of just saying, hey, we're all black here. And hey, you're my black homie and I'm black. And we're just going to go along with the black cause here. In other words, it's just a thing based on feeling. This is what this agent's saying. Well, they're going to go along with me because they're FBI and I'm FBI. I said, that's a pile of shit. If they're intelligent, they're going to cover their ass and they're going to look before they go making sloppy decisions. And that's the truth of the matter. But, this agent has buried the needle with themselves, and I haven't been helpful in one way. I've told them all the way, you're fucking up, and you're going to continue fucking up, and there is no dealing with them. And what they've done is kept me here months longer than I planned on being here, 2 months longer by sitting on my willpower and my desire to go, wiping out my memory, taking away my focus, you name it, all of it being done with technology. They've delayed me, and then in the meantime, they've murdered a couple of people, and they're threatening to murder more. In this accident with my father, whether he went along with it, which is entirely possible, as long as he's going to get his share of money out of the deal, he may get a bunch of money for insurance and then it gets fixed for way below the price. Then he's got his car fixed and money in his fucking pocket. So the FBI can arrange shit like that easily. They'd have to talk them into going along with it, but, they go along with everything else. My parents do. So, but the point is there are threats being made against my family, my ex's parents even, and, I've got to worry about this shit, and I need somebody keeping an eye open. For my sister, if you've not done your research here, then you need to do your research. I saw you back, when was it, 2016, when you came down for Christmas. I said something to you about the situation with Kate, and it is what it is. And I said what I said for the reasons I needed to. Look at my first book. Read the chapter on all of this, and then you'll have your head clear. I can't go speaking about this shit on video. They've affected me enough times here. And what they're doing is they're taking these technology pieces out of context for supporting lies which they're selling in the first place. You see this all the time being done to people on YouTube. This is a cheap agency tactic. They take things out of context and smear your name with it. And in my case, I've been affected with technology for getting what they want in the first place. So, Dana, you're going to have to think intelligently here. They've got a real simple way of doing things. They ask themselves, will it work? And then the next thing they say, well, if it works, then it's good. So there's no morals or ethics to it, no nothing. And that's the way it works. These people are shitbags. They are not saints. They're fucking liars. And quite frankly, they're killers. Believe or don't believe, but they've killed Uncle Waddy. And what they want is me discredited with you. And if I doubt they're going to succeed here with David in England. But the point is, they want to succeed in discrediting me with you so that your eyes are closed so that they can get away with killing me in the first place. So if you have not researched the subject of stalking, then you need to do it. For my ass. Until I can get this shit ended. And I'm going to have to wake up a group of agents. Wow, it looks like a light is shining down on me from above. Duh! I've been doing research for my next book, and it's all about religious prophecies and stuff, and quote the Antichrist. For me, it's funny that this is happening with my camera here. I don't know why it's doing that. But anyhow, so keep your eyes open, Dana. And yes, David, please just hang on a little bit longer here. I know you're a very busy man, but please, keep your eyes open and one ear open for me, please. 2 ears if you can. And hopefully I'll have this ended soon. I'm leaving in the next few days here. I am leaving. That's them. They're giving me indigestion. I'm leaving in the next days here, finally heading west. And I'll be dealing with different agents. And really what I'm doing in one way is shopping for agents with a brain. And this agent has promised me that the FBI is going to listen to them and, because they're FBI. Which is really like saying, well, my black homie's going to support me because he's black. This agent, all of them, they're so stupid. They don't look at this in terms of intelligence and how intelligent people do their business. They, in fact, what this agent and all the pissants underneath do is they project their own sloppiness and stupidity onto me. And they've been doing it from day one. And, I've let them keep their ignorance on that one. Really, they haven't woken up to very much here. That's my best guess. And, they've murdered out of their own ignorance, so it doesn't get dumber than that. And, they're promising to kill me next. That's been the next thing, or somebody I know and love close to me. And there's nothing I can do about that. Only thing I can do is speak out. And I would say to you, Dana, if you were in my shoes, you would do the same damn thing. But the only way this works, the only way I have any safety is if you actually pay attention. You're going to have to research the subject of gang stalking. You can't begin to go on anything Mom says. As a point last year, Monica said to me, or was it this year even? No, it was last year, late last year. She said, you can't rely on your mother. Look at how she was with us. I was telling Mom the truth about what was being done to us with technology, and Horvat lied to Mom and said, oh, well, she's just doing stalking, and he thinks she's being affected with technology. What a pile of shit. That's an absolute fucking lie. And it's an extreme lie. In other words, it's so extreme, you can't believe that somebody would lie that extremely, therefore you end up believing it. You telling me I didn't know my own fucking girlfriend? 14 fucking years? Are you kidding me? You ask yourself, what type of arrogance you have to be believing that fucking lie? Take a look at Mom here. Mom and Dad, they both believe it. And it's a fucking lie. And that's why Monica said what she did late last year. It's not because she was told to say it in a spontaneous conversation here. It's because Monica knows what a dumbass Mom's been here. Of course she does. We paid for it because of Mom's mistakes. Mom had woken up, it would have been a different fucking story. So please do your homework. And yes, I realize you've got all sorts of shit going on in your life, but hey man, the shit in your life won't get you killed or somebody around you killed. You understand? And this shit is serious. This is not kids' game here. You don't see me talking to David about this shit for a reason. And yes, I just sent him a copy of my second book, by the way. David doesn't get jack shit. And David, David in England, I'm not speaking about you. I'm speaking about our brother, David. I'm 5 years older than my brother, 10 years older than my sister. So my sister is the youngest, and I speak to her of our brother here. So that's it. I'm going in the next days, and please keep an eye open. I think what they'll do is they will go for giving me cancer or somebody close to me, like my ex or her parents, even one of our cats. They threaten to kill our daughter, to do something to our daughter, I should say. But the innuendo is death and rape in regards to her. That's come up in the past week. So, I've got shit to worry about here. So that's it. I speak out for a reason, and I speak out because I've watched murder here. So, and sorry, Dana, you will want to run from the reality I deal with. You will want to believe that these agents are good because it's a lot more comfortable to believe that they're lies. And the reality is they are just cheap killers. That's the reality of these agents. And they're cheap. They're just imbeciles. I don't even consider them agents. They've got this technology, and that's it. I've referred to them as citizens with technology because they did not perform as agents when dealing with Horvat and her officers and other groups of agents from the CIA. These agents have performed as imbeciles all the way around. And they're telling me the rest of the FBI is going to perform as incompetently as they have. And I disagree with them. Of course I do. Every other group of agents I've dealt with in my entire 25 years of stalking has been more intelligent than these agents. There's a theory about stupid people who label intelligent people as stupid and who think that everybody else is going to be as stupid as they are. And the theory also involves intelligent people, and intelligent people, what they do is they think people are going to perform as intelligently and as competently as they have. And this agent suffers from that. They are a stupid person. The agents underneath are just as fucking stupid. And they think everybody is going to be as stupid as they are. And I disagree with them. And I'm sitting on a wealth of information. I can prove that the CIA is guilty. I've got cassettes in this house which I can back up what I'm saying. These dumbasses here think, well, it's false hope. If you really believe that, you would listen and find your proof on cassettes. That is these morons projecting their little Disneyland of bullshit, which they believe, and projecting it onto me. This agent is a dumbass. They all are. So, they've projected onto everybody else from the FBI. And I've said to them, I've said to the agent in charge, wow, you must be the head of the FBI here. You control everybody from the FBI, huh? This is rather the point. These agents are stupid, and they literally think they are intelligent. They're talking about how they've covered their ass, and they know when they haven't covered their ass at all, they haven't checked a goddamn thing. It's all based on their feeling. They're not fucking agents. I did better than these dumb assholes when dealing with the CIA. These dumb fuckers have yet to find that one out. So how hard is it going to be for me to wake up a group of FBI agents? Furthermore, I can prove to the FBI with cassettes in this fucking house that the CIA's lied to the FBI. I can't fucking lose. Minus this dumb asshole getting me murdered. And because somebody is dumb enough to listen to them in the first fucking place. So that's fucking it. That's it for this video. David in England, really, just a little bit longer here, please. And Dana, I need you to wake up, man. I need you to start considering the possibilities. Read my chapter on my being framed from my first book. And, do your research in regards to stalking. The internet is full of horror stories of people being murdered, people committing suicide because they're being tortured with this technology, and the only way out is to kill themselves. You name it. It is full of murder. So that's it.